Okay, so today I'm going to be measuring my client's range of motion with a goniometer. First, we're going to use a large goniometer and measure her shoulder flexion. Okay, so I'm going to place the axis just distal to your acromion process, and the stationary arm is going to be parallel to your trunk, and the movable arm is going to be parallel to your humerus. Okay, so if you'll go ahead and go into shoulder flexion. Okay, the norm is 0 to 170 degrees, and you're measuring about 0 to 153 degrees. So a little short on that. I'm going to also use this large goniometer to measure her external rotation. So I'm going to have you abduct your shoulder. We're going to place the axis on her olecranon process. The stationary arm is going to be perpendicular to the floor, or parallel to the floor, and the movable arm is going to be parallel with her ulna. And as she's moving that up, I'm going to move the goniometer with it. Okay, so I'm not going to measure this until you go into external rotation, so the axis doesn't move. Okay, so go ahead and go. Okay, good. You're a little past norm. So the norm for this is 0 to 80 degrees, and she's measuring about 0 to 82. All right, so for the last thing, we have wrist flexion, and we're going to use the medium-sized goniometer. So I'm going to have her sit, and she is going to hang her hand off the table like that. Yes. Okay, so we're going to place our axis. What?
Should I do my other hand?
Either one. Is that more comfortable? Okay. So we're going to place the axis at her styloid process, and the stationary arm is going to be parallel to her ulna, and the movable arm is going to be parallel to her fifth metacarpal. So you're doing flexion. Okay. So we're going to do this. I'm going to have to read it backwards. Alright, so you can go ahead and go into flexion. Alright, the norm for this is 0 to 80 degrees, and she is measuring right at 0 to 80 degrees.